What's good, y'all? It's Courtney here. And growing up, there were times where I just went through and just was surprised by certain experiences, certain heartbreaks, certain letdowns, certain cherishable moments. Um, Many of those moments, many of those things put me in a position to where I would just, think and just contemplate on where I'm at and where I'm going and how did I come to this conclusion. These events, good or bad, has really shaped me into the young man that I am today. Like, you name it, it's so many experiences that you can go through as a child or as a teenager and come to a point to where you try to identify and try to figure out, like, what's the purpose of this, or why am I making these certain decisions, or what's making me think this way, or just lead towards putting myself in a position to where I want to be around this type of people or this type of environment, or just do these type of things. So these really were questions that I would always ask growing up. I would always question everything. That's one thing about me, that I would always just question everything that's around me. Like a lot of my peers, a lot of my family members and stuff like that, they really sometimes can't really understand me, or I'm sometimes even just misunderstood, just due to the fact that I think a certain way, which we all do. And that's what I love about life, just having that different perspective and that different aspect of being open and being unique. And so summing up all these moments and collecting all these moments, I just came to the point where I was saying, like I said, like, what's the purpose of this? Why are we doing this? And don't get it mistaken. Like, don't think that I got this all figured out. Like, I still have moments where I feel lost or confused or feel like misplaced, just due to the fact that I'm growing and I'm trying to figure out what's my fullest potential. Like, who am I every single day? There's challenges, there's tests, just try to figure out, what's going to bend or break me, what's going to please me or interest me, and lead me towards that full being of Courtney. And as you break down these certain chapters in your life, you really come to a place where you understand that your upbringing, your family, your household is one of the most key factors in playing a role in your life and how you become a young man or a young woman. So your upbringing is everything, like your mother and your father, the provider and the nurturer. Like, those people are just really just key onto like who you really become. Like, honestly, I can say, like, having my father in my life is one of the best things that's ever happened to me, for real. Like, don't get me wrong, like, a lot of fathers out here are not perfect just due to the situations that were brought upon them, maybe their selfish decisions, or they just wasn't ready, or it could be any certain factors. But over time, that one thing is called growth. It's called improving. As long as you're seeking that, then no one can tell you that you stay stagnant or you didn't try your best. But I think having, my father in my life has played a huge role, because I could have went, certain routes as far as, choosing the streets, or, choosing a bad environment or a bad way of living. So he's really helped me, in certain areas of my life, and he's also hasn't, helped me in certain areas of my life. As far as with my mother as well, like, I really didn't have her fully in my life as a whole, but there were certain times where that nurturing aspect played a huge role, or, that loving aspect played a huge role for me. And I think if I had that fully in my life, I would have like stayed away from certain situations and, been the best version of myself than what you may already see right now, or people may see right now. And I think that's for all people. Like, that's one thing that I noticed, that through, history and stuff like that, attacking the family, breaking down the family, can really play a huge role on bringing up criminals, bringing up drug addicts, bringing up people who are having mental health issues, and so forth and so forth. And I think especially in the black community, African Americans just in general, like had to go through that as far as having the black family attacked, or just having, you know, the mother or the father not present, especially the father. So that's why I think like a lot of, you know, kids or a lot of adults nowadays are missing out as far as on the fullest of life, or having a great perspective on, you know, having the right decisions, is having their parents in their lives fully and in the best and healthy manner. And honestly, I can say I've been blessed in certain situations to have the curiosity or the drive to do better and have, you know, just common sense. There were certain areas where my dad would say this or my mom would say that, that would keep me going or keep me curious on doing better than them. Because obviously, I mean, that's the main goal, is for, you know, the family or the parent to pass on these key gems and these key ideas for you to become better, or just pass on that torch. And so, yeah, there were certain times where they didn't help, like their mistakes I had to learn from. And so that's why in this video, I just want to touch on, you know, why I appreciate the mistakes that my parents have made. Like why I appreciate my dad when he wasn't there at certain situations. I appreciate my dad when he couldn't make it to, you know, certain of my extracurricular activities, or like my, you know, my basketball games or my football games. Same for my mom, or he wasn't there during, you know, maybe my hardest times in life, as far as with, you know, love, or, you know, just my passions or whatever. Both of them, like I appreciate those moments so much because they gave me perspective. If they weren't fully in my life or fully present, I don't know where I would be. But I thank the Most High for real, or just thank me just having like you know, common sense to be able to push on and you know, push over those unfortunate life adversities. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that my parents are bad people at all. Long as they're trying to do their best, even when they are not their best. I don't judge people, or, you know, I don't judge my parents. I mean, it is what it is in certain situations. So I have love for them always. People try to mistake it as far as making it seem like they don't have love for their parents or people who brought them into their life. You're wrong. You do. Like, no matter what, you still have that connection. That connection can be broken through time and through the experiences you may have or with your parents, but at the same time, that love is still there. So in this video, I just want to touch on, I know that probably was a long rant, but like in this video, I just want to touch on like just some key things or some reasons why I appreciate my parents' mistakes. So if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the video. So one of the reasons why I appreciate my parents' mistakes is just understanding that like I'm not a product of my environment. Like many times people, you know, put themselves in positions to where they continue the cycle of just poverty, or having that mindset of just, man, I can't move on, or it is what it is. Like, this hand has been dealt for me, my parents do this, so I'm gonna do that, as far as with mistakes. And so I noticed that myself in my life, is just the fact that I know I have to do better and become better than my situation. Having that willingness to seek growth and seek having better choices and better decisions will help you become that, you know, that person that you want to become, to excel, to be better. And there were times where, you know, my parents would put me and my siblings in situations to where we didn't have certain things, or we couldn't eat the next day or eat a full meal, or you know, have water turned on and stuff, or lights turned on and stuff like that. But it was unfortunate, but then it just gave me the drive to push on, to want more, you know, have, you know, clothes on my back or, you know, shoes on my feet. You know what I mean? Like, it just pushed me to have a better perspective, to truly, you know, appreciate, but like be, you know, disappointed. You know, I was disappointed and appreciative at the same time, but like growing up, I was mostly disappointed. But I'm appreciative of those moments because it made me, you know, seek grace and just be thankful for what I have right now and where I'm going and where I'm putting myself. And I just want to let people out there, like, if you know, going through something, if you trying to, you know, improve in your life or be a better person, be a better father, mother, brother, sister, or just you got dreams, man, don't give up. Like, there's times where I didn't take YouTube seriously. There's times where I wasn't consistent or I wasn't hardworking or I just want to give up. Like currently right now in my, you know, career profession, I want to give up. And YouTube sometimes I want to give up, but that is not an option. Like, today is the day. Like, I can't really like make this up. Like, I'm so passionate about growing, but it really has to show. Like, you can be so passionate about growing, but your actions speak louder than your words. Like, I started to think about, like, my kids gonna see this. Like, my kids are gonna, you know, ask about me and, you know, want to see, you know, what I've done in this world and how I made an impact in this world and for my family. And so, especially for my Black community, because like that's one of my goals as well. So, understanding that you're not a product of your environment, you know, having those key things in mind is important. And understanding that many of the friends around you won't get the opportunity that you have at this moment. So the people that you may be around now, they may not take this as seriously as you take it, just due to the fact that you may have a true love and passion for whatever you're doing. So go all in with it. Like, they expect you to fail, especially people who come from poverty. They expect you to fail. They expect you to not read a book, go work out, eat better, you know, seek growth, try to get closer to the Most High and to your bloodline, your heritage, and just seek truth. And this goes for all people. Like, that's one thing that people don't understand is, like, your environment, there's so much bigger than your environment. There's so much things out there that's bigger than your environment, places to see, people to meet, all races, all people, all nationalities, all that. Like, it's just so many people you can meet, places to see, and just explore. Since you're not a product of your environment, which may be potentially a bad environment, you know, continue to push on, man. Like, all you need is like one or a handful of friends or people in your life who could, you know, be there for you and keep you motivated to keep going. But it all starts with you, your habits, your effort, and your love and your drive to become a better person. So continue to paint that success story, because when your time comes, it'll come. Especially when my time comes. Like, I can't really paint when my time comes. I can only plan and prepare and put in that work. Like, that's all you can do. But understand that you're not a product of your environment. And that's why I like appreciate certain situations that my parents had to go through, and then therefore, I mean, unfortunately, they put, you know, me through. But it's all love. Another reason I appreciate my parents' mistakes is that it gave me like true exposure to elevation. Like, I wanted to seek, you know, better. Like I said, I questioned everything. Like, why are we doing this, Dad? Why do we have to live like this, Mom? Or, you know, so forth and so forth. So it just gave me the drive to just like want to do better. Like, it was a time where like I was unsure of what high school I wanted to go to. Like, what high school that, you know, could really challenge me or, you know, have me, you know, become a better person, or just, you know, question things and, you know, just be challenged. And so, like, my dad, he mentioned a school that was college prep. He said, you know, look at so and so. And so I applied and everything. My godmom helped me through it as far as with the process, because she was used to it. And we went through it, and I graduated and everything. Like those 4 years was different. It was tough, but at the same time, like it really helped me like make decisions or just have choices. Right now, I'm not perfect. Like I'm still, I guess, under the age of reason. But that's why I seek out mentors. I seek out people who are ahead of me or doing better than me or just where I want to be. And so, yeah, just like my dad just mentioning one certain thing, like it really changed like my life or put me in a better position to have a choice. And I appreciate those moments. Like, but at the same time, there were certain things he may have told me to do or do that, and it didn't necessarily help me. It probably made me, traumatic or, sad. And it's unfortunate, but those feelings you may have in those moments, like those feelings of questioning things, those feelings of having, like, man, why? It just feel like we doing something that ain't helping us, grow or put me in a better position. Like those feelings will expose those traumatic, it'll expose all of that stuff, and it'll then give you the choice of, do you want to stay or do you want to, go as far? Do you want to stay in this or do you want to grow from this? So that's how I really looked at it. It was what it was, but that's how I really looked at it. It really had me like think of a song by Tupac called like Dear Mama, where he just talked about like how his mom tried to do the best she could through it all. Like he understood that his dad may have not been present, but like he was always curious. And that's one thing I just want to voice to like, kids or just teenagers, is to stay curious, stay trying to figure things out. Whether you don't, and if you don't know how to, seek people or, just find those people who may can help you and put you and lead you in the right direction. But just understand this is your journey. This is like your life, and you make it how you see fit. Yeah, Tupac, he just like understood like she was trying to do the best she could, and he showed appreciation. Like he appreciated all the mistakes she may have made, or his dad not being there. So like, just see it through. That's one thing I say, just see it through. And lastly, I would just say I'm gonna just share this. Like I'm gonna just share like this little moment in my life. But I will say for sure, just it's mainly how you perceive things, especially how you perceive the struggles of life. I appreciate me understanding or trying to really understand perception or how you perceive things or perspective. It really helps me stay sane or stay level-headed. I may have mentioned it before in some of my videos, but it's the truth, man. Like if you gotta understand, like there's always gonna be struggle, there's always gonna be bad, but you have to see the good in that bad, like the lesson or not to stay away from this person or not to do this again. Like there's always like good or a lesson learned within struggles. I've even mentioned this before, like there's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. Like when J. Cole said that one verse, like that within that one song, that was my favorite song. Like it just made it become my favorite song. It's called Love Yours. I mentioned it before, but it's so deep, man. Like every single day I can mention that. Like every single day there's a struggle that I go through. Whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like I've spiritually been, in a battle. But at the same time, you gotta understand that it's a journey. Like it don't happen overnight. You come to a point to where you gotta, adjust to life, but you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still trying to, connect with people and learn and how to just be a better human being. because this world is filled with a bunch of distractions. It's filled with a bunch of just toxic and chaotic activities. And so like, one thing I noticed that I was so influenced with is just the activities my parents would partake in, like living for the weekend and stuff like that, or not even just living for the weekend, but like, you know, just staying like paycheck to paycheck, or not learning the game of this system of life, not reading daily, or not, you know, getting closer to the Most High, or your bloodline. And so it really just helped me come to a point to where I want to just get better, man. Like, and it's in my own race. Like, it's my marathon. Like, I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I just want to be a better person every single day, and I just want to surround myself with people who are trying to be better and be just good people and have good morals. But it's a war out here, and I feel like, and I was thinking about today, like, I feel like, especially with families being broken up, you know, kids not being confused with who they are and their identity and what they should do in life. Like, it's just a repeating cycle, and I just wish that we come to a point to where we all understand, like, it's love that we trying to, you know, seek, man. This monetary system that has been set up to where we chasing the money, it's unfortunate, but we all should be equal to that, but unique in our artistic ways. But yeah, so once I was able to change how I see things, I was able to change how I felt about it. Like, I was able to not be so emotional and, you know, just try to figure out how I can change my situation or how I can make my situation better. And it was unfortunate that my parents had to, you know, they had to go through things, their grandparents or their parents had to go through things, and it kind of just like passed it down. But I want to be the person who changed that. Like, it's kind of in the making right now, but it feels so surreal that I'm trying to do that. But it's a day by day, step by step process. And the only way I can do it is to continue to stay level-headed, stay focused, and stay disciplined. That's one thing I've been trying to work on that I haven't seen my parents present to me sometimes. They weren't as disciplined. And so like I was at times growing up just undisciplined. And like currently right now, like there's certain situations where I'm not disciplined, but like I voiced it, like I'm ready, like I want to get at it. So just understand that like your current situation is not your final destination, man. Like, that's really it, man. That's really the sum of this video. I appreciate y'all for staying, man. If y'all stayed all the way through the video, I really appreciate it, man. Make sure you like, comment down below how you took, you know, what you got out of the video, what you want to see next as far as new videos, and I really appreciate y'all, man. It's all love, like sincerely. Like, I appreciate just being in this moment. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, and it's all love from here. See y'all later.